Buddy, this is Chad with Spots Outdoors and Survival. Just doing a little video today on uh, handgun firearms preparedness. And the topic today is whether to carry a round in the chamber or not to carry a round in the chamber. I have a training weapon here that I'd like to use for demonstration purposes, and this is a blue gun. This is not a real firearm. There is no barrel. It doesn't function. So now that we have that out of the way, what I'd like to say is there's a hot debate in the concealed carry handgun world whether you should carry with a round in the chamber of your firearm or without a round in the chamber. And there's different debates on the fact that those who carry with a round in the chamber say that it's much easier with their firearm to be able to just pop the safety off there, draw, and fire their weapon if they enter in a situation that warrants them trying to protect themselves with their handgun. Others say that they don't carry a round in the chamber, so it's still down in the magazine, and they have to rack the weapon to get the round in the chamber so that they can then fire the weapon. Something I would like to say for the people who don't carry a round in the chamber, and I'm trying to think of this. I have my own opinion on, and I do what I do, but I'm trying to get both sides of the argument from people, those who do or don't. So leave messages in the comments with how you feel and maybe what you do and why you do what you do. And while you're doing that, please don't forget to like and share my video if you feel that it was interested or maybe helped you in any way or entertained you. So, the Israeli Defense Force, the IDF, is the country of Israel's military. Now, the last I knew, unless anything changed, they carry with no round in the chamber. And they do something that nowadays people have learned a term for called the Israeli draw. And the Israeli draw is where you would take the firearm, and of course it's going to be in your holster. Then you would draw the firearm, punch out like normal. But before you would do that, you would have to, in an Israeli draw form, you would draw the firearm, have to rack and draw and fire as so. Now, I've seen video of several of them doing this, and they can do this very fast. Now, is it as fast as somebody who doesn't have to do that? That's debatable. But my thought process is on this is that having to draw, move your slide back, rack, and fire creates a possibility for a malfunction. So if you're carrying with no round in the chamber and you have to draw, rack, that's a mechanical thing that has to happen. The round has to come up, slide pushes it into the chamber, puts it into a position where you can fire and puts it in battery. If you carry with one already in the chamber, and you can have your safety on or off, however you choose to carry, but if you keep one in the chamber, you simply have to draw your firearm. If you choose to have a safety, flip the safety off, pull up and fire. That's less chances for something to go wrong mechanically with your firearm. And the reason I say this is because many, many years ago, I had a situation where we were doing some firearms training, and I've worked for many, many years in the fields where you have to carry firearms for your job, for your career. And I had a situation, I was doing some simunitions training, which is, it's a real gun, a different slide, and it has bullets that have actual cases, but the bullet tip is like a paintball marker. But when they hit you, they're coming out extremely fast and they hurt, especially if they hit you somewhere with no padding. But I had a situation, we were running a scenario, And during this scenario, I have to draw my weapon to engage a bad guy. And as I'm doing that, I was doing the Israeli draw, was what I was practicing at home. Now, on duty during this training session, I had a round in the chamber because that was our protocol for our job. But my mind, because I had trained so much off duty for different scenarios on my own in a concealed carry capacity, that my mind immediately went rack as I went to draw during training. As I did that, my weapon malfunctioned and I had a bullet stovepipe, which rendered it useless. And subsequently, during that training, I got shot in the face with a semi-munitions round, which is a very good teacher. That will teach you very well. But anyway, back to the subject. So ever since that day, I always carry with a round in the chamber. Always, for years now. And that, because of that particular situation, reminded me that how you train the most is what you're going to do. You're going to fall back to your last level of training. Your mind is just going to do that, which in that particular scenario caused me, if that had been a real life situation, to have gotten shot in the face. So my personal opinion is if you're going to carry a handgun, you should carry with a round in the chamber. And my thought to this is simply there's less that can go wrong. If your round is already in the chamber, if you carry with the safety on, you simply train to take that safety off, whichever type of model of firearm you use. Some firearms don't have an external safety, and that's fine too. You train for that. And if you don't carry a round in the chamber, I would just like you to explain to me your reasoning for whether you do or don't do that. And I'm not saying you're wrong if you don't carry with a round in the chamber. Maybe you have some personal reason for that. But that's really just my thought for the day. Firearms preparedness tip. Something to get your minds thinking. And I hope everybody's having a good day. Enjoying our recent snow if you live in the north. Had a little snowstorm. And everybody stay dangerous.